Happy 4th, my dear sweet Dolly. Hi, Lois. Thank you for that, Dolly. This Jack looks so cute. Just like all mischievous children, look so sweet when they're sleeping. Yes. Oh, goodness, boy. Deborah says, thank you so much, Lois. How are you doing, Lois? I think this one. Put a little change in my pocket so I can go around jingling it all day. I wish. I'm glad you're doing well, Lois. But yeah, we're okay. We're going to work for one whole day. One whole day. And then we're going to take off for 3 days. I wish my life was like that all the time. Only getting paid for full time. You know, Lois, I'm just now taking a look at your profile photo, and it is decidedly fairy-ish. Right? All right. I thought of something funny. Good morning, Paul. There we go. That is what I was looking for right there. That, and back here. Mm-mm. Paul, we are good. How are you? Is the more important question. Doing okay. Have you been able to go out and walk? Let me run back here and let me be the first to tell you both. I love you. Good morning. I thought of it and I literally ran back into the room to make sure I was the first. Jack has not had breakfast. He ate very late last night, but he's got a bowl, fresh bowl there this morning, and he knows it. He cannot be bothered. Oh, Mom. Hi, Bubba. Good morning. I love you too. Jack is having none of me this morning. I thought this meant rub my belly this morning. And then he growled at me. So I was like, okay, don't rub your belly. Fine. Fine, Jack. I put my hands up. I'm backing up very slowly. Backing up out of the room. Don't hurt me. Hi, Mike. Good morning, Mike. Jackie. So cute. Apparently he's grumpy this morning. What was his look? What's his look like? Oh, you're being dramatic again. Funny, Lois. You'd think he'd be used to me by now. Honey is doing really good. If I had more time to spend with her, she'd probably be doing better. She's walking really well, not 100%, and her vision is still quite not there. It's still pretty bad, actually. I know it is great. Only I was watching the other chickens yesterday, and why they're just so chickens are mean, man. I hate to put her back out there with them, but I can't have a chicken in my house forever. I just can't. I can't do it. I won't do it. Oh my gosh. How many things have I said I will not do that I am now doing? Don't we all? I guess. Sometimes reluctantly, kicking and screaming all the way. Wasa. I've been thinking about you. Mr. Possessive, I didn't see him. Hello. There you are. Good morning, Mr. Possessive. He says, Mr. Possessive says, Mr. Blah, 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 blah. Good morning, everyone. It's midnight here. Well, hello, Mr. Possessive. It's good to see you. 2 a.m. for Lois. 3:10 for me. Super. Just super. May the fourth be with you. Wasa. Why do I sense sarcasm in that? I don't know what in particular you're referring to. I don't think. But no sarcasm, no super. I realized I went from being just okay to super. That's all. It was my own, struck by my own reality there for a second. It wasn't, maybe I became super when you walked in the room. What? Was that a big coincidence? Maybe not. Well, I guess I'm a believer. I would start singing, but I'm pretty congested. Got a lot of phlegm going on. We got to get moving. That's probably why, because I've been sitting for 4 days, trying to sleep my life away, like Rick Van Winkle. Hi, Lady Sky. 6 days till Mother's Day. That's true, Paul. I had a little brother who was like that. Walked in the room and it was like a bright ray of sunshine came in. And they are few and far between, truly. People who have such a strong effect on everybody. We're good, Lady Sky. I hope you are too. Everybody's saying good morning. And Paul says to Lady Sky, nice job on the hummus. Nice. Mr. Possessor says, I just set up my mom's Mother's Day gift. I know it's going to bring up a lot of things for some people who don't have their mom here and really, really miss them. Paul, I'm thinking of you. But maybe we can honor the moms who aren't here anymore by remembering them with happy memories and not offering sadness to them. Maybe that's just a goal. No, it's okay. No, you didn't do anything. Yeah, you did, Mr. Possessive. Nope, it's coming up. We might as well just talk about it, right? Because it's coming up and it's like an elephant in the room if you don't talk about it. Tessa says, she's a mother so she can be your mom. I'll make sure of it. Aw. Wow. I love her so much. I truly believe that she's so sweet. Yeah. Mr. Possessive, Lady Sky was did a whole live stream making homemade hummus for us all last night. Humbug, basically, over the Hallmark holidays, Blossom. It's on Yogi's channel. But yeah, she does a lot of cooking and stuff. Or just hanging out. Yep, I heard you say it's delicious hummus. Good morning, Corrupted. Pause. Are you pausing? Do you want me to pause? What's pausing? Where's this shadow coming from? Oh. Is that it? That's part of it. Lassa says, I don't need a special day. The government and big biz has misappropriated in order to stimulate the economy. Uh-huh. Crockett says, oh, look who's back. Who? Where? What am I missing? Wassa says, every day is a reason to celebrate. Yes. But speaking of moms, Wassa, you said something the other day that was, that your mom had said to you. And I know it's not a big deal to you, but I'm a girl and I overthink these things. But I realized that Are they samkaras? Hopefully Yogi will pitch in and tell me. Samkaras, where we continue the same, it's almost like cycles. And I found my mom had said something to me when I was young that hurt my feelings. And then when my daughter was probably about the same age, the same situation came up, and I found myself spouting out the same exact words that my mom had. Shocked myself. I was like, where did that come from? There was no thought. It was just an automatic, came out of my mouth. And that's when I realized, wow, just wow, how we repeat the things that come at us from we repeat the hurts until we become aware of them. So I don't know what your mom's upbringing was or what her relationship to her mom was, but I do think about that little girl who was hurt and she doesn't know any better than she's just repeating that pattern again. I can imagine your mom hearing that from her mom. Wassa says, yeah, I have to be very, very careful to avoid certain common behaviors of both my parents. Paul says, my mom treated me like her mom treated her son. And a lot of it's so unconscious. Like my heart now, I'm like, oh my God, I would never do that to her. But I did. Wow, it was like I was possessed or something. Good morning, Carl. I get that, Mr. Possessor. How are you, Carl? Carl Shell, how are you? Mr. Possessor says there's a Charlie XCX song about it, and the joke is only the girls and gays would make a song about generational trauma, a club hit. Right? That's so true, though. Lois wants to know, Carl, when are you taking a walk again? I think he said Tuesday. Wassa says, my grandma was the same. Bipolar, maybe? Sweet as pie most of the time, and then just almost possessed. Yes, see, I just said that. By the devil out of nowhere here and there. Always for ridiculous reasons they often ashamed of. That's exactly what happened to me, Wassa. It was like I was possessed. Like, that wasn't me. But actually, that's it. That's the thing. That is not me. Truly. Carl says, I'm good. I just woke up. Good for you, Carl. Sorry about it later, Wassa continues. But then they do it again later, like an addiction to drama and deeply hurtful words. Yep, that's exactly it. And like I said, I think Yogi tells me that awareness of it and maybe asking for help. And there's this whole quantum thing about once you heal it for yourself, you can go back in time and heal it for your past generations, which is really interesting. Corrected, I do not watch any sports. Mr. Possessive says, I found people members who enjoy the drama, but in my case, calling it out never really helped. Nope, just caused more. Hi, Beastay, it's good to see you. Do you know what I have downstairs? I have a beekeeper's outfit. Now, I don't have it. Somebody else has it downstairs in my used to be a cute little apartment. But since she's not here, what can she say? Who could we dress up as a beekeeper? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Beastay, you just put that into my head. Thank you for that. Carl says, Cat wasn't invited to the party yesterday. Story of my life, Carl. You know what? I had my own party right here all by myself. Well, I'm never by myself. I just hung out here with my friends. But thanks for letting me know, Carl. Good morning, sweet Sarah Washington. Wassa says it's rage, straight up uncontrollable rage. Oh, Wassa says, oh, and it would turn to violence if I wasn't just infinitely stronger, faster, and well, I'm a male. I'd have a ridiculously unfair advantage. But if that wasn't the case, yeah, my mom was very quick to hit us. Very, very quick. Due to rage. But like I said, I can only imagine what she went through. All she would say was that the kids were all accidents and they were unwanted. They got in the way of my Nana and Papa's love affair. So I can only imagine what she went through. Me, on the other case, I think my second divorce was largely due to the fact that it really pissed off my ex that I would not punish the girls immediately because I knew I had already been there. I knew that if I acted too quickly, I would be reacting and continuing some violence. So I would send them to their rooms while I chilled out, and then I didn't punish them. Everything was fine. And he used to get so mad about that. Carl says, I could be having a YouTube party. Thank you, Sarah. May the fourth be with you too. He's just very law and order, if you get what I mean. Law. You're welcome, Sarah. Yeah, Wassa, you're right. There you go, Wassa. I thought you knew. Thought you knew, Wassa. Yeah, I think Mr. Possessive, I'm going to add this, said something about each generation we loosen up that cycle and break it just a little more. But that's what the quantum healing can do. Or collapsing time, as the Course in Miracles talks about. Wassa, you know I was a cop too at one time. I never really wanted to tell you because I thought you wouldn't like me anymore, but there you go. Carl says, I've never had a girlfriend. No, Carl, you know, you're not alone. Well, that's why I wanted to be one because I encountered some really big jerks, and some really kind ones who really cared. And I wanted to be just like the ones who really cared. But unfortunately, that's not the way it is every day working in that field. Paul says, "Welcome to the club, Carl. I told you you're not alone, Carl." Yep, used to be. Very, very, when I was really young too. Like I had gotten into trouble when I was a young teenager, and that's when I decided. So, um, yeah, that was just something I did for a few years. I think that's exactly right, Mr. Possessive. I don't think everybody goes out to be a cop to be a jerk. Some do, for sure. They want that power. But I think a lot of people go into these jobs, including politics, wanting to make a difference. But when they get there and they see the day to day, it's not what you had romanticized in your mind. And Paul says, still love though, very, very much love, Paul. I don't know how you became one of my favorite people in the whole wide world so fast, Paul, but you did. Very loved. No, Wasa, I haven't read it, but I can only imagine. I don't need to be convinced that the world is bad or broken. I am okay, Paul. What I do. Wasa says they don't allow good people with morals to remain in their job unmolested. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I'm sure you've read the. Yeah, that's where I said I didn't read that. BC passes back to sleep. Thank you for coming in and giving me that idea, BC. I'm going to text my daughter to make sure I can borrow her stuff. Car says, I want to be a YouTube policeman. Mr. Possessive says, Carl, you are. That's true, Mr. Possessive. Sorry, Bubba. Oh, let me do that now. So I have 3 days to make a new friend. I'm excited. Can I use your beekeeping outfit to make a new friend? Wasa says, anyways, I probably understand more than you think, and no, it doesn't change anything. I'm glad. Mr. Possessive says, we love new friends. You know what? Yesterday I was thinking it was time for Ghost to have a body, and then the beekeeping outfit just came up. Oh my goodness. I already know. Ghost is getting a body. Carl said, oh no, Carl would arrest certain people if he was a YouTube police officer. Not you, Paul. Oh, um, Wasa, on May 9th, they're doing a Humane Society thing in Portland, and one of my favorite YouTube channels is going to be there. That's what I was saying was happening in Portland. Mr. Possessive, you're so funny. Wassa says to Carl, thank you for lightening things up a bit. Yes, Carl, thank you. Wassa says, okay. All right, lotion. I'm all ashy. One day, just one day, I'll be fine. Corrupted. What did you end up doing last weekend? Anything fun? One fun thing did you do this weekend? Everybody has to say one fun thing. You have to. It's a rule. You must. That's what I tell Jack. Carl says Cat would have to pay the ransom. I think he's worth it, Carl. I would pay it. Paul says, I went to hear a band. Did you really? Huh, that's exciting, Paul. Was the band any good? Paul says, Trailer Park Ninjas. Wow. What a name. Wassa said, I had fun on Lady Sky's panel earlier. Oh, nice. Yes, Mr. Possessive definitely wants to hear more about the Trailer Park Ninjas. What a great name. And Lois went to a community theater production. Wow. Boy, I feel like such a slacker. I was surprised at how good our neighborhood city, neighboring cities, community theater is. Really good. My daughter bought me tickets to go see their production of It's a Wonderful Life because it's my favorite movie, and it was so good. So good. Mr. Possessive says, last fun thing I did was party with Sonia Morgan at brunch today. Did you really? I was talking about you yesterday when we're talking about riddles, and all of a sudden I'm an enigma wrapped in a riddle. It's something like that. Gosh, I had it right yesterday. I was thinking I just need Mr. Possessive here. Carl says people who don't like me would be arrested. Oh, it was Father of the Bride. Wow. How cool. Wassa says, except I lost track of my composure and started cussing and talking like a gangster before I caught myself. Oh no. When you were on Lady Sky's panel. Don't let us know now. There we go. Carl, did you say something? Lois says, hey, Carl, I like you. Oh, she's saying, I like you. She's not going to be arrested. Lois is safe. Wassa was like, OMG, I am so sorry. I forgot we were on YouTube. I really did. They were understanding. Mr. Possessor says, I like Carl, but can I get the cuffs anyways? Lois is wild. A wild wassa. That might be fun to watch. Carl says, so I'd be the boss of YouTube. Oh no, we're all in trouble then. I'm very scared. Crafty says, freaky, mister. Yes. Mister knows what he likes. Wassa says, we'd all be safe here. We all like Carl. No dungeon for us. He's just so likely to change his mind at any time. That's my only fear. Wassa says, Lois, you're going to need some binoculars with long lenses. Lois says, I know. Wassa says doesn't even that doesn't even make sense. Long lenses. Carl says they're in prison. Oh my goodness, there's no Pepsi in the prison. Well, nobody who doesn't like Carl deserves Pepsi, anyways, Carl. I agree. No Pepsi in the prison. Goodness, that's a given. Lois says no Coke either. There might be an uprising. Mr. Possessor says prison is extreme, but we're into it. No. Paul says, maybe I fear falling so deeply in love with someone is why I'm alone. Do you think that could be it, Paul? Carl, Wassa says to Carl, yes, down with prison poopsie. Mr. Possessor says, just soda water with no vodka. Crepton says prison. And Paul says, it could be. Yeah, it could be. So maybe being vulnerable, being that vulnerable, maybe, Paul? What Practice has got to make Pruno. Do you make that in the toilet? Lois says, what? No vodka in Carl's prison? And Mr. Possessor says, Lois, I know, it's a nightmare. Wasa says, Warden Carl. Toilet moves, right, Paul? Carl says you'll uprise and you'll be put on an island with nowhere to live, surrounded by bears. Oh my goodness, Carl. But I'm not part of the prison. I like Carl. Wait a minute, you're jumping ahead, Carl. I like you. I'm safe. I'm your friend. Your #1 subscriber, remember? Coretta says you can make it in the toilet. Ooh. And I've seen how guys clean toilets. No bueno. Mr. Possessive says, I've been to like 5 parties sponsored by Absolute Vodka this last week, so vodka is on the mind. Wassa says that Warden Carl has a strict reputation. Lois says, Carl, no bears for me. We're friends, right? Paul says, Shawshank Redemption comes to mind. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Is our friend Daniel here? Wassa says, well, good thing I'm a certified bear whisperer. Mr. Possessive. Oh, you're cracking me up. Alright, what am I missing? I missed Daniel somewhere here. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Hello, my friend. It's good to see you. Paul says bears and cuffs, mister. Paul, you're innocent. You wouldn't know anything about that. Just don't even look there. Look the other way, Paul. Look over here. Carl says they'd be wild bears. Yeah, that's why a bear whisperer is bear whisperer. It's no good being a bear whisperer to a tame bear. Wassa says yes. Mr. Possessive, don't show Paul that side of the world. I love Mr. Possessive just to remind us that there is that side of the world. And it's fine. It's all okay. Wassa. Wassa's trying to deflect over here. Wassa's like, Carl, pick him. Pick Mr. Possessive. He's your willing volunteer. Don't look at me. Look at him. Lois says Mr. Possessive is so cute. Yes, he sure is. I was just thinking about his pictures. He's very cute. Mr. Possessive says Paul is sub, so he'll see his share. Wassa says, Carl, do you hear Wassa over here? Carl Wassa says he is your assistant warden. Carl says, Cat would have to choose Yogi or me. I would never choose. I love you both. Lois says, Lois says now we are in trouble if Wassa is assistant warden. I think it's going to be a big party. We're going to have fun. Wait a minute. I'm not in this jail. Wait a minute. Hi, Michael. You know what, Michael? Because she's not gone. She's still there. She's just not in your physical arms right now. But obviously, she's still there with you. You can't you can't get rid of that energy of that love. It's there and it's always going to be there, my friend. And I'm glad you see her. I hope that kind of becomes comforting for you. I'm going to be breaking into prison? Not me. Not me. Carl says, no parties. You'd be asleep by 2 p.m. Listen, Carl, you got to have days off. So when Wassa's in charge, what Carl doesn't know won't hurt him. Oh, no. Nope. Wassa says, I was just planning on just sort of opening the gates and letting everyone out. Just tell us to be back. Make us promise to come back. Mr. Possessor says, I sleep at 2 p.m. when I'm not on tour anyways. Wassa says, is that not in the plans or something? Lois says, hello to Michael. Everybody knows Michael has lost midnight really recently. And so but he said he's getting new kittens, so I'm looking forward to seeing the new pictures of the new babies. Michael. Yeah, Michael says April 28th. Carl says no, Wassa would be blindfolded. Uh-oh. This feels very much like the firing range. What's going on here? Michael says 2 females. Have you already gotten them, Michael? Everybody's offering their condolences to you, Michael. Mr. Possessor says, Carl, I had a blindfold on in SF, is that San Francisco, the other night in the back of, no, in the back of Bose. I don't know what that is. I'm down. Lawson says, Mr. would be left standing in there alone and indignant, so y'all just gonna bail? Oh, when he lets everybody out of jail. Paul says, Mr. likes blindfolds as well. Michael says, I've got to wait until they leave their mom. Okay. How old are they, Michael? How cool. I love that. Brand new babies. Wow. And then Michael says we should do a thing. Pick a name for the two girls once I get them. I think you should. I think you should post an early picture before you get them on your community, Michael, and let us know, and we'll go. I'll put in our either our ideas, or once you have some narrowed down, we could vote. But seeing a picture would help. They were born April 27th. Oh, so you get about a month and a half, huh? 2 months. Mr. Possessive says Bo's is a gay bar in San Francisco. Ah. Carl says there'd be no boats to get off the island. I'm not concerned. I'm not in on this jail thing. Mr. Possessive says, I'm sure we can, work something out. I know nothing. I know nothing. I am innocent. Paul says no one is exempt. Listen, Paul. Since when are you getting involved? Lois says we're all on Carl's Island, it seems. Paul says if we go down, we are all going down together. That's what my ex told me. I was like, no, thank you. Mr. Possessive says, I'm really selling this prison party well now. Everybody wants to come. Nope. Michael says, I have a picture of them. We'll get better ones Thursday. Okay, I'm excited about this, Michael. Carl says, people who don't say hello to Tina are on the island. Hello, Tina. Hi, Tina. Wherever you are, Tina, hello. Wassa says, as assistant warden, I'm upgrading Paul from inmate to head guard. Lois says, Paul, it's a trick. And Mr. Possessive says, I won't say hey to Tina. Cuff me. Paul says, I love you all too much to be head guard. No, that's exactly why you need to be head guard. We need somebody on our side. Lois says, hello, Tina, wherever you are. Good morning. Paul says, I accept. Thank you, Paul. Mr. Possessive says, Carl's going to have to throw me out. I know that's not what he said. He said, Carl's going to throw me out. Mr. Possessor says, I'm the guy the kidnappers would return because I'm into it. And Paul says, give me a list of everything you would like. we'll hand it to you on the slide, Paul. And Lois says, I promise to be a good example. We all like Tina. We love you, Tina. Wassa says, oh boy, Mr. P. Ding, 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 when there's big Deborah on the block. What is going on here? Mr. Possessor says, I'm really on something tonight, and I don't know why, but I'm running with it. Hi, Bailey Smith. Bailey says, poor sad Jack. Good morning, Bailey Smith. Lois says, Mr. Possessive is just too into this prison. Carl says, the island would have a roof. Oh, that's awful generous of you. Mr. Possessive says, Lois, it's so appealing, LOL. Michael says, Snowflake took over my red recliner chair now. Can never sit on it. Now you can never sit on it because if I do, Snowflake meows for it. Aw. Snowflake won't share it with you, Michael? Oh no, Carl. Carl, I thought we were friends. Wait a minute, Carl. Carl. What happened? No, she won't share it with you, huh, Michael? Interesting. Paul wants to know where the island is, Carl. Mr. Jack's over there sucking. Mr. Possessor says a tube, less appealing. Michael says, I'll join the Cat&Jack tropical island. You don't want to go to this island that they're talking about, Michael. This is not my island. I have nothing to do with it. Mr. Possessor says, unless it's like a protein shake or something. This is now Carl is tube feeding us. I know. It's getting a little scary over here. Zero out of 10, would not recommend. I've been implicated. Carl says this island is in the middle of the Pacific. Mr. Possessor says, Carl, I'm going to use my safe word. His coupon is about to expire. He's got to go. Lois says, I may be old, but not ready to be tube fed. God forbid. Take all this abuse from Carl, and then by the end of the live stream, I'll be like, so what time do you live stream on Tuesday, Carl? Mr. Possessive says my coupon is 5 seconds from expiration, so I'd better see a plate of chicken and rice real fast. Well, a Coca-Cola, of course, Paul. That's what you're being fed. Carl, I'm not talking about this island anymore. That is not something you want to do to somebody you're friends with. I don't like it at all. It's not fun anymore, and I don't want to play. Mr. Possessive says, oh yeah, is there a gym in this prison? You're a head guard, Paul. You're safe. No cook for you. Lassa says, right, Carl, we have administration duties, of course. I don't I don't know nothing. I know nothing. Nope. I feel like we're stuck. Nope. What's allegedly? Oh, allegedly. Carl says all Pepsi factories will be shut down. So I get the day off. Are you saying go home? Don't go to work today? Carl, you do love me. No work today. Thanks, Carl. I'm going back to bed. Move over, Jack. Carl gave us the day off. Say night night. Night night, Carl. All right. Way too good. Feels way too good. Nice and warm and cuddly. Jack, look at Jack's face now. I'm sorry, buddy. Hi, Chew. Good morning. Ooh. He was showing like I saw that, Lois. Wasp says frightened criminals call the prison the Carl Farm and shudder at the prospect of life inside. Hmm. I'm not playing the island anymore, Carl. Mr. Possessive says, can I get shitty present tattoos? I guess if you really want to. Don't know why you would. Ow. What are you doing? Well, you decided to get up all of a sudden. It's all you. Jack is not a happy camper. Paul says, will there be a movie or documentary made? Lois says, yes, we should rate a movie. And Mr. Possessive says, you survived the stick and poke era. I know nothing. Hi, Dragon. How are you? It's good to see you. McDonald's, huh, Carl? Can't remember the last time I've had McDonald's. Hi, Bub. Are you okay? Are you ready to eat? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Lois says yucky food. Mr. Possessor says, I prefer In and Out to everything fast and food. I have not had it yet. Well, I don't usually go out to eat anyway, so I might never have it. Hi, Bob. Are you okay? You're giving me a look. How about right here? Is this okay? Okay, right there. He's a pretty boy. Ready to eat? You ready to eat? Maybe. Are you looking at yourself? You think he heard me when I said food? Paul says he has a doctor's appointment today. Is this follow-up from your procedure the other day, Paul? Oh, I love you. Good boy. No, it's a lung doctor, pulmonologist. And my pulmonologist was one of my favorite doctors until he was edged out of the practice, which sucks. Carl says goodbye. Goodbye, Carl. Why should you have canceled, Paul? What else are you doing today? Paul says, bye, Warden Carl. Bye, Carl. I hope you have a good day. And in spite of you being mean today to all of us who love you, I love you. I think you're thinking about eating. What do you think? Lois says, I think we all love Carl. Carl says, I'm on Discord now with Treasure Woman. Okie doke. Well, have a good time, I guess. I guess. Mr. Possessive says, who is Treasure Woman exactly? Who? Who in the great big wide world is Treasure Woman? Loss is laughing at Paul. Mr. Possessive says the world may never know. That's it, exactly. All right, let's go back to something that made me want to dance a little. I don't know what it was. Sure. Wassa says, sounds like Carl has a girlfriend. And Lois says, Carl left with her. Aw, Paul says, I thought all women were treasured. Wassa says, or someone cooler than us. That's it. That is it exactly, Wassa. You got it. Carl says she could be in tomorrow's live stream if she has internet. She's from Wales. Okay, cool, Carl. Oh, Mr. Possessive says someone cooler than us does not exist. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Carl says she was my first ever moderator alongside Diana. Okay, Carl. Gotcha. Now I understand. Sending $95 ago, already pending love. Oh, oh. Oh, got carried away. Okay, that's enough. Sorry, giveaway. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. Wasa says, "Aw man, I already told my new joke here. I think I'll have to think of or find an even better joke." And hey, Mr. Possessive, are you still here? That's from Wasa. You stink. Mr. Possessive is still here, Wasa. Don't look. What you got for us, Wasa? I'm ready for it. What is it? I told everyone here last night about my girlfriend breaking up with me, and now how I have her wheelchair in my car. Well, guess who came crawling back today? Dun dun. Lassa says, darn, rewording it. Kinda ruined it. Mr. Possessive says, Wassa, that was savage. Paul says, OMG, and Lois laughed a lot. Did I reword it or did you reword it? I don't know. I don't think it was ruined. Mr. Possessor said it landed for him. Mission accomplished. Wassa said I did, but I guess it still worked. You did read it awfully flat, though. Oh my goodness. Everybody's a critic. My goodness. Whatever, Wassa. Whatever, Wassa. Excuse you. Are you mad at yourself? Be easy. Be easy. Okay. I just want to show you. It's the same size as my thumb. My pinky, I mean. This pill. Ridiculous. It's like a horse pill, Jack. We're popping pills, antibiotics. Nothing fun, unfortunately. No, my hands are not small. I have these really awkward hands like my dad. Not small, it's just a big ass pill. It's because this is suppository. Oh no. I've been doing it wrong this whole time. No wonder it's not working. Dang it. I should have known. Mr. Possessor says Wassa. If that's the case, then it's far too small. Paul says Mr. for the win. Lois says, why didn't you tell her sooner, Wassa? Dun from Lois. Lois says, I will say that's a big antibiotic. It is. It's huge. Hi, Bubba. And the whole thing is, I had some stuff cut out of the roof of my mouth, so, and it's very far back. So I already have a bit of a gag reflex going on and trying to swallow that big pill. That's all. That's all. I am good, Mr. Possessive. Well, let's just say the past 4 days I've been taking advantage. Usually the painkillers I don't, but I have been. I've been sleeping mostly for the past 4 days. That would have ruined your weekend. I see you. I did. Now I'm ready to go back to work for one whole day. Give it my all. Oh, I really like that version. Let's go back. Lois says, my grandma also said you are healing when you are sleeping. Yes. Just makes that healing time seem to go by faster. Paul says, I'm not healing enough. I wish I had some magic potion, or I wish I could just share it with you. Paul, have you ever tried any kind of I don't know if it's legal in your state, medicinal marijuana to help you sleep? Lois says you will get there, Paul. He says no. I'm just wondering if you'd be open to, maybe it's CBD, maybe a light dose of CBD or something. Or does CBD not make you tired? I just know a lot of people I know use it just to sleep. Lois says CBD. Thank you. You know, it's not as taboo as it used to be, Paul. So many people are getting benefit, truly medical benefits from it. Paul says, people have told me I'll sleep when I'm dead. Yeah, but lack of sleep makes life a little less enjoyable. So while you're here, why not try to enjoy as much of it as you can? Hey, Jack. This is where Bridget walks in and says, Jack, there are ladies present. think Lois is now, Paul. Oh, and Jack agreed. Wow. Lassa says, my mom didn't sleep for 40 years until it became available. Mr. Possessive says, yeah, she's okay when I do it. She's an interesting girl. Mr. Possessive says that Jack hit that Ariana Grande whistle note. He was just very much agreeing with Lois. Paul says, I won't touch any of that stuff. Well, I'm not here to convince you. It was just an idea. Oh, Lassa says she had ovarian failure at age 35 or something close to that, and menopause symptoms that never let up. Oh, that's horrible. Wow. That's too bad. Oops, excuse me. I think I did like it acoustically better. Mr. Possesses his sleep is so hard sometimes, yes. Don't need that. Lassa says she's pretty PO'd that she had to go that long without relief, and she doesn't feel any negatives from it. It's a major relief on her kidneys, all those decades of saturating with Tylenol and aspirin. Yeah, it's really interesting to me that people would prefer putting all the chemicals and unnatural stuff into their body over something that's natural. Lois says, yes, it is, Mr. Possessive. Hard sometimes. Oh, hey, Jack, look what I found. Why is this in my purse? It was in my purse. Why? Why is it in there? Lassa says, but if I wasn't so nice, I'd say, hey, you weren't fighting for decriminalization, but I stay quiet. Lois says, we have noticed that Jack has no problem sleeping. No, he gets it from his mom. No problem. But you know, we have seen firsthand through my ex what happens to a person with no sleep. Like the extreme cases. And it's pretty scary. So I do understand how important sleep is. We love your ball. All right. Got that in our pocket. Okay. I don't know, Jack. It's fine though. Everything's fine. Right here. Okay. Do you know what I did with my socks? I was hiding them from you, but now I don't know where they're at. It's a problem. Mm-hmm. You hid them from yourself. I did. Mm-hmm. Lois says you put them where you wouldn't forget. Maybe I put them on the kitchen table because that's my last minute stuff. Hmm. I think Carl took them with him when he left. What do you think, Jack? All right. I don't have them on, no. I thought I'd get too hot if I put them on too early. Stop it. Jack, look what I found. You'll never guess what we were doing yesterday. It's another one. Okay. They got left on the island. Yep, I forgot to grab them when Wassa let us all out. The heck, Jack? What happened in here? What did you do? Huh? Okay, we got this. Everything's under control. Everything's fine. He does have two balls. Excuse me. I just can't. Jack. Lois says that's a good thing, Mr. Possessive. Hi, Papa. I love you. Mr. Possessive says, Lois, tell me about it. Paul says, my grade school experience getting kicked. Oh, no. You know, I don't know why that was okay in grade school, but I do remember that was a thing. And I don't know. I'm very sorry, Paul. Jackie, you're not going to eat? Not interested? Oh, no, Paul. That's terrible. I just don't understand. I don't understand. And I'm sorry. Right, Lois is not nice. Mr. Possesses his Paul. People can be so cruel. And too bad it was children. He says, I was everybody's punching bag. That mob mentality, even in kids, man, it's crazy. Including the teacher? Yeah, that's where it starts. That's where it could have ended too. I don't want my jacket yet. It's too warm. I love him. This physicist says, I find kids can be the meanest. At least you don't have control over who you're around as a kid like you do as an adult. Well, it is over, Paul. I mean, that period of your life is over. It's just the past. And Wes, this is Paul. If I'd seen that, I wouldn't have permitted it to continue. And I'm sorry that was your experience. That's it, Mr. Possessive. The one thing you can say about the past is it's not here. He says the past doesn't even exist, really. I know that's a really hard one for anybody who's experienced a lot of trauma in the past, though. I don't push that. Hi, I'm sorry. I saw my lint. Hey, Paul. I don't know if this does anything or if this would do anything for you, but whenever anything comes up like that, if you're able to just stop and in your mind go into your heart and reach out to that little boy and just give him the love that he didn't receive, that he needed the most. Now you can look back and love on him. Sometimes I do that when I see the hurt little girl and how I acted out, and I will spend a little time doing that because she deserved to have somebody, and your little boy deserved to have somebody stand up for him. Lois says, I love how Jack has his legs so nonchalantly hanging over the bed. Right, Mr. Princess is I'm trying to adopt myself. Exactly. That's kind of the idea. I was not a bullier, Wassa, but I do remember times where you were so scared to get bullied yourself, maybe you didn't stand up for somebody else. So there's so many perspectives around that. And at this point all you can do is just send all those kids some love. Wassa said I almost said bullies, but I think a few people truly deserve the title. I think few people. Yeah, I think other people are just so scared they don't want to be bullied themselves. Jackie. Hi, baby. Oh, it was so sweet. Lois says, I think we have all known a bully in our lives. Yeah. And Wassa says, exactly. They're just scared. Wassa says, but there is the occasional truly vicious person or even group. Mr. Possessor says, Paul, honestly, you just have to believe that. As bad off as we think we are, those people are so full of hate, yeah, are much more worse off than us. They're acting out something that came from somewhere. Paul says, very true, Mr. Jack. What are you doing? Hey, honey. Okay. I'm just putting your hair back down. Relax. Okay. There you go. Paul says my friends here are the best. They are, Paul. I mean, we are. I mean, I am. No. Paul says, I wish I could have known you all growing up. Give up all hope of a better past. It's gone. Mr. Possessor says, Paul, well, at least you know us now. Yep. Everything in its time. And you have no idea what anything is for. Or why. Why now? But why not now? Paul, I love you so much. What do you smell? I didn't spray anything, I swear. I didn't. Did you books? Is that what happened? Was it you? Oh, it's okay if he is, Lois. Maybe crying is good. Crying is a release of some stuck energy. Fossa says it's difficult to imagine anybody wanting to be deliberately mean to Paul. I mean, I know he's telling the truth, but it's so hard to understand. I agree. Lois says, but the mother in me just wants to wipe his tears. I know. I just want to give him a big old hug. Same, Lois. But I think you can concentrate on that love that's welling up in your chest, that mama love, and just think about Paul and send that to him. And sometimes I just imagine enveloping him wherever he's at with all that love that I have for him. Wassa says they must have been very frightened, very traumatized children. I think at this point, all of us have been at some point. I think it's very rare for somebody to come out of childhood not being traumatized in some way, to some degree. And Mr. Possessive says, Paul, you should look up a song, Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. It seems like a fitting song for you and it might help you a little. That's so sweet, Mr. Possessive. Thank you. And Paul says, I will. Mr. Possessive says, I hope it helps. And Paul says, I want to be wrapped up in a hug. Well, I've sent it to you, my friend. And Lois just wants Paul to know that her mama bear love. Just wants to give him that big old hug. Paul, you know not what your function here is, Paul. You don't know. I told you. You just don't know how you affect other people. And maybe your function is to be here for other people. And maybe you'll never know exactly what you've done for other people, but I think you should trust that you do have an impact, a positive impact on those around you. Hi, Joshua. I'm well. How are you, my friend? You caught us just before we ended. Oh gosh, it's 5:03 and Kat has to go to work. Like, so literally, you caught me right before I ended. Mr. Possessive says, Paul, I've been there too, but looking back, no. Now I realize why I'm still around, and we're all here for a reason. Joshua says, I'm late. I hurried. That's okay. I'm glad I got to say good morning to you. And this is, hi, Josh. Hey, Paul, we all love you. Just know that we all love you, and you certainly have made an impact on my life, and I thank you for that. And I look forward to growing our friendship. So don't deprive me of that. How dare you? How dare you even think of such a thing? All right, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. Hey, Paul, if you ever want to talk, my email is on my channel. I know Yogi's offered too. All right, guys. I love you, and I'm going to work. Dang it. Bye, guys.